I used to think anger was loud. I believed it shouted, slammed doors, and broke things. But the anger I felt toward my mother was silent. It sat inside my chest like a heavy stone, pressing harder each day. I did not shout at her. I did not argue. I simply stopped talking. And that silence became the reason our home felt colder than ever before. My mother was once the center of our family. She woke up early, packed lunches, reminded me to study, and waited for my father every night. But slowly something changed. She started coming home late. Her phone was always locked. When I spoke, she listened with her eyes but not her heart. I noticed these changes before anyone else, because children feel what adults try to hide. My father tried to act normal. He smiled at dinner and asked about school. But his smile looked tired, like it was holding pain behind it. At night, I heard quiet arguments through the walls. No shouting, just broken sentences and long pauses. Those pauses scared me more than loud fights ever could. One evening, I saw my mother crying alone. Her phone was in her hand. When she noticed me, she quickly wiped her tears and smiled. That smile hurt me. It felt dishonest. From that moment, my anger began to grow. Even though I did not fully understand why, I started blaming her for everything. For my father's silence. For the empty feeling in our home. For the way happiness slowly disappeared from our daily life. I wanted answers, but I was afraid to ask. So instead, I built walls inside myself. At school, I could not focus. At home, I avoided her. When she asked if something was wrong, I said nothing. Deep inside, I felt betrayed. Even though I did not know the full truth yet. I only knew that my family was breaking, and somehow my heart believed my mother was the reason. Anger is strange. It does not always come from facts. Sometimes it comes from fear. Fear of losing the people you love. Fear of change. Fear of truth. And my anger toward my mother was built on all three. That was the beginning. The beginning of my silence. The beginning of my pain. And the beginning of a truth that would soon change how I saw my mother forever. The truth did not come suddenly. It arrived slowly, like a shadow growing longer each day. One afternoon, my father asked me to sit with him. His voice was calm, but his hands were shaking. That was the first time I felt real fear. He told me that adults make mistakes. He said sometimes people feel lonely even when they are not alone. I did not understand his words at first. Then he said something that broke my heart. My mother had formed an emotional relationship with someone else. There were no details, no names, no explanations, just silence after his words. My mind filled that silence with pain. I felt embarrassed, angry, and confused. I wanted to protect my father. I wanted to hate my mother. And for a while, I did both. When I looked at my mother after that day, I no longer saw the woman who raised me. I saw someone who had hurt our family. Every small mistake she made felt bigger. Every word she spoke felt false. My anger finally had a reason, and it burned stronger than before. She tried to talk to me. She said she was sorry. She said she never meant to hurt anyone. But apologies sounded empty to me. I believe that once trust is broken, words lose their meaning. Our home became quieter. My father spoke less. My mother cried more. And I stayed angry. I thought anger would protect me from pain. But instead it made me feel heavier each day. At night I questioned everything. Was our happiness ever real? Did my mother ever love us enough? These questions had no answers, only tears. Infidelity is not just about betrayal between two adults. It breaks children silently, teaches them fear. It changes how they see love forever. I was angry at my mother because she broke something I believed in. She broke the idea of a perfect family. And at that moment I did not care about reasons. I only cared about the damage. Time did not heal my anger, but it softened it. One day, I overheard my parents talking calmly for the first time in months. There were no accusations, only honesty. That honesty made me listen. My mother spoke about loneliness, about feeling invisible, about losing herself while trying to be strong for everyone else. She did not justify her mistake. She accepted it. That mattered more than excuses. For the first time, I saw her not just as my mother, but as a human being. A flawed one. A broken one. Just like everyone else. I realized my anger was not only about her mistake. It was about fear. Fear that my family would fall apart. Fear that love was not safe. Fear that I could lose everything I depended on. Understanding did not erase the pain, but it changed its shape. My anger slowly turned into sadness. And sadness allowed me to breathe again. I learned that people can love deeply and still make terrible choices. I learned that mistakes do not erase years of care. And I learned that forgiveness is not instant, but it begins with understanding. My mother never asked me to forgive her quickly. She waited. She respected my silence. That patience spoke louder than words. That I am still angry at my mother. But my anger is different now. It is no longer sharp. It no longer controls me. It reminds me of what was lost, but also of what can be rebuilt. Our family is not perfect. It never was. But it is honest now. And honesty, I learned, is the first step toward healing. My father chose peace over revenge. My mother chose responsibility over excuses. And I chose to stop carrying anger alone. Infidelity leaves scars. Some fade. Some remain. But scars also show survival. I am angry because I was hurt. And that anger is valid. But I am healing because I understand. Love is not flawless. Families are not unbreakable. But growth is possible when truth is faced with courage. This is the reason why I was angry at my mom. And this is the reason why I am learning to forgive.